Hello. A local group is hosting a wellness event for women by women, and it will focus on multiple aspects: physical, mental, financial, and civic. The organizers are here. And if you missed Fashion Africanas Africanism Gala last year, you're in luck. Plans for this year's event are already underway. The creator joins us to share more. Plus, a World Series winning pitcher is getting an award from an organization carrying on the legacy of Pittsburgh's all-time batting leader. We'll tell you about this year's Josh Gibson Foundation Gala. So pull up a chair and meet us at the corner. Intersection starts right now. Hello, I'm Lisa Smith, the Director of Community Impact at KDKA+, and the host of Intersections. For the second year in a row, the Pittsburgh chapter of the Links Incorporated will host a day-long event just for women. It's their annual Black Women's Wellness Symposium with a focus on the body, the mind, finances, and the ballot box. Joining us to share more about this event are Pittsburgh Chapter President Jamie Rankin, also the event chairman Stephanie Jasper. Thanks for being here, ladies. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So, Jamie, tell us a little bit about the Links and what you guys do here in Pittsburgh.
Well, we are one of 400 chapters around the country. The Links is an organization of 17,000 women, one of the largest service organizations in the country. And we do service work. We work with different organizations like Dress for Success, Gwen's Girls. We work in the public schools doing Nesby Junior activities to expose our young children to engineering and technical skills and career opportunities. So we do a host of different things in 5 main areas: the arts, service to youth, health and human services, international trends and services, and national trends and services. Mm-hmm. So it's a really good organization, and that's why we're doing our Wellness Symposium to support Black women in the Pittsburgh area.
Yeah, and so I know this is the second year you guys are doing it.
That's right.
So what went so well the first year that you said, oh, let's do this again?
Well, I think the survey results from the participants, it was an overwhelming success. We had a lot of people who were like, oh, I wish I would have told my friend. I wish I'd have brought my friend. It was so good. We got tons of great positive feedback and really good. And you know how you go to some events and people start leaving halfway through, because it was an all-day event, but people were not leaving. You know, people were staying for all the sessions, and usually after lunch, you'll see a lot of people leave. Well, no, people were staying for all their sessions and wanted to know if we were going to be doing it again. And then this year, because we are doing it again, it filled up really, really quickly. So for sure, I think between word of mouth and the participants, word got out that it was going to be a great, great event, and it was a can't miss opportunity.
Yeah. So Stephanie, so you're working on, bringing this all together again for this year. Tell us a little bit about what people will see if they come again.
Sure. So this year, like last year, we have Black female experts that will be speaking about women's mental, physical, and financial wellness. And because it's such an important year for our country, we have included civic wellness. And so our keynote speaker this year is Donna Brazil, who will speak primarily about why it's important to vote. What does voting mean, how it may impact a woman's wellness, like the decisions that are available to her, services available to her, just based on which party or who is in office. So we felt that was critically important to include this year.
Yeah, and then when you do talk about that physical wellness piece, a lot of times you don't hear a lot of talk about women and things that they experience as they get a little older. Let's just call it.
Yes.
So how are you guys kind of addressing that part?
Sure. So last year we kind of focused on maternal wellness and health. This year we brought in an expert who talks about the things that no one tells you about as you get older as a woman, and things that you may experience. Everything from menopause to other ailments that you may experience that unless someone tells you or you experience it yourself, you don't know what to expect. And so we asked one of the speakers, Dr. Ackenbaum, to come and speak about, what should older women expect and how to deal with it when things happen.
Yeah, and then there's also the piece on kind of like your well-being too.
Your well-being, exactly. And so one of the physical experts will talk about kind of what you eat impacts your wellness and the health of your organs and how they operate. And then the speakers will just talk about overall, what to do when you need help. Where do you go? Who should you talk to? What services are available? So, so from a physical standpoint, we've really broadened it to appeal and to cover information that's important for all women and not necessarily just women of, say, childbearing age.
Yeah, and we hear a lot about, how we need to take care of ourselves and, do more for ourselves and give ourselves that time alone. How often do we do it? Do we?
We don't.
Or at least we don't do it enough.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Definitely don't do it enough.
Yeah, so that'll be a part of the conversation. And then the civic piece, obviously this is an election year, and you have Donna Brazil coming. How important is it to make sure people, have that information that they need, when they are going to vote?
It is critically important. So the timing of the symposium, at least for Pennsylvania, we're after the deadline for registering to vote, but we still felt it was important to discuss your vote matters. It's important, and talk about why it's important. So even if you feel as if, there's not much that you can do or much you will influence by your one vote, this is the information that they'll hear at the symposium will really reinforce that it is important. No matter what you may think, these elections they've gotten way too close, and because of that, every vote matters.
Yeah. So we want to put up the information for people so they can attend if they want to. I know that you're going to have some information booths and things like that. And this is going to be on October 26th from 8 until 2:30?
Correct.
And where's it going to be again?
It's going to be held at the CCAC Allegheny campus on the north side in the Forrester Student Services Center, as well as their brand new CEIT building, which are both right on Ridge Avenue, right next door to one another. So easily accessible, right on a bus line, plenty of parking available. And then we also have made childcare available, limited childcare for those who have children from 3 to 10 years old that would like to attend but don't have otherwise childcare arrangements. So we have arranged to have childcare services available.
And if you sell out, like people can still come and go to those info booths and also listen to the speaker, correct?
Correct.
Exactly
correct.
Right.
So we will have a limited number of registrations available for just the luncheon and the keynote, and also, as you mentioned, access to the information table. So what they will not be able to do necessarily would be participate in the breakout sessions.
Got it. Well, thank you both so much for coming, and congratulations and best of luck on this year.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
All right. Well, coming up, the intersection of fashion and Africa happens in Pittsburgh. Details on Fashion Africanas Africanism Gala when we come back. Well, it was one of the must-have tickets in Pittsburgh last year, Fashion Africanas Africanism Gala. And it is back again this year, and it is taking glam to a whole new level. Here to tell us about it is the founder of Fashion Africana, Demetria Bocella. Thanks again for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
So excited.
So, when you came up with the idea for the gala, what were you hoping to deliver in terms of an experience for the attendees?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. Well, we want to celebrate who we are, and the overall objective was just to celebrate the beauty and the diversity of the African diaspora through fashion and art. And when folks walked in through those doors, we wanted them to have an experience every step of the way. And then the programming in the theater, that was just icing on the cake. So we wanted them to feel special, We wanted them to see and learn more about our programming and the offerings, and just have a fabulous time.
Yeah, were you surprised by the reaction of everyone from that first year?
I was thankful. It was a blessing. It truly was. And I was thankful to the Pittsburgh Public Theater for the opportunity to work with them, to transform the space. And then just to my team and the community and all those who supported the event.
Yeah. So you're planning already for this year,
Yes.
because you're going to do it again.
Yes, yes.
But you've got some ideas, some changes in mind, you know. So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about what's going to be different this year.
Well, this year we thought it would be a great idea if we welcome the community into our home. So our theme is Welcome Home, and we wanted folks to be able to see where we do most of our programming, our arts programming with youth, our artist residencies, some of our installations of their work. And we have a really cool space, and we're located at Ice House Studios in Lawrenceville. We've been there for a little over 3 years now, going on 4 years, and it's just a wonderful space to implement programming, and we thought it's a really creative space to have our gala.
Yeah. This time you're thinking a little heavier on the fashion.
Yeah, we're going to lean in, because that's one thing. There was one feedback that we received from last year, is that folks really wanted to see more fashion at the gala. And so that's what we're going to give them. We're going to give them a fashion show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have an artist in residence that's going to be here this year?
Yes, we're thrilled to announce that our artist in residence, she's from the Ivory Coast. Her name is Lafayette Dion. Her medium is cowrie shells, and she creates these amazing sculptures, you know, works of art from the cowrie shell. It's like I have a greater appreciation for it. It's very spiritual to her, and I'm just really excited that she's our artist in residence, supported by the Hillman Foundation. I want to thank them, and she'll be here, you know, for over a month, working with, you know, various schools, and we're just excited to exhibit and showcase her work.
Yeah. And then you have honorary chairs again.
Yes, yes. So I'm really excited that Kia Tomlin has agreed to be our honorary chair again, along with Mary McKinney Flaherty. And so the two of them are our co-chairs, and they are hosting our VIP awards dinner, and we'll be honoring Tony Award-winning Broadway director Kenny Leon.
Yes, I was going to say, let's talk about Kenny Leon.
Oh my God.
Because he obviously is well known in New York, on
Yes.
Broadway, directed
Yes.
multiple plays, several August Wilson
Yes.
plays. Why did you want to bring him in and recognize him?
I think it's really important that we recognize individuals of African descent who have excelled in their particular careers. Growing up, I didn't see people who looked like me who were doing the creative works, you know, that I love. And so that's one reason. But the other is that Kenny is just a phenomenal individual, and he is the co-founder of the August Wilson Monologue Competition. So when August Wilson passed away, he and Todd Kreitler, they founded the National August Wilson Monologue Competition, and that is how I got to know Mr. Leon, is through that work. And I have been following his work over the years, and he gives so much back to the community. Currently, he is on Broadway directing Our Town, and I can't wait to see that. Next year, he's directing Othello with Denzel Washington and Jake Gyllenhaal. Yes. And he's just, you know, a very humble, grounded individual who loves to give back. And so it's such an honor that he is taking a short break to come here to receive our little award. But, you know, he really believes in supporting and uplifting our community.
Yeah. So the experience this year, like we said, is going to be a little different. What are you hoping people take away this time?
Oh, well, we want them definitely to have an amazing experience, and we want them to feel welcomed, you know. We want them to feel special. We want them to have a similar experience from last year, but on a whole other level. And we will entertain them every step of the way. Our headline performing artist is Rhymefest. And I love him because he's an activist, he's an educator, he's a performing artist, and so him coming into our city, sharing, you know, what he does is going to be extraordinary. Having La Faliers and showcasing her works of art, beautiful, and then we also have Mace coming back as well.
Yes.
So we're really excited to have him.
Well, we're showing the information on the screen about this event. It is on Thursday, November 21st. At the Fashion Africana studio.
Yes.
And the tickets are available and more information, africanismgala.com.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you
Looking
for the
forward to another
opportunity.
great event.
Yes, thank you, Lisa. Thank you so much.
All righty. And coming up, another gala supporting the legacy of the greatest slugger in baseball. Intersections. We'll be right back. Well, Josh Gibson is a baseball hero here in Pittsburgh and in all of Major League Baseball. And his great-grandson is ensuring his legacy lives on through the Josh Gibson Foundation, which has a gala coming up to honor another well-known ball player, along with local community leaders. Sean Gibson is the executive director of the Josh Gibson Foundation, and he is joining us today to share more about his great-grandfather's legacy and the upcoming event. Thanks for being here today. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Lisa.
So let's talk about when they came back with the numbers.
Yeah.
When they put your great-grandfather's numbers and recognized his
Yep.
contribution to baseball, making him all-time, you know, highest hitter,
Yep.
slugger, and what on another
On-base percentage.
Yes, on-base percentage. I knew it was another one. What did that mean to you?
Well, let me just say this. May 29th, 2024 will be a day that my family and other family members of the Niggly family will never forget. That was the day the announcement actually officially came out. For the Gibson family, it was great. I mean, we always knew Josh was a great player. We knew he deserved this place in history. But when we saw the numbers and where we saw him on the leaderboard, it's like you mentioned, he is past Ty Cobb, past Babe Ruth. And now Josh Gibson is known not just locally, but nationally as well. More nationally, because he was known nationally, but more. But I think for me, it was more gratifying to see some of the other family members as well, too, because I co-founded another organization called the Niggly's Family Alliance. And one of my members is 95 years old. And, this announcement was made back in 2020. It took 3.5 years later for them to finally make the announcement. And so, but I really wanted to get Mr. Teasley's name because, as we all know, people pass away, they don't see their names. But it was really gratifying to see his name in the record books at 95 years old. And he had a chance to see it, so that was really special for us.
Yeah. Well, one of the other things the foundation does to really keep his legacy going is the work in the community. Tell us a little bit about some of these programs that you have, especially for young children.
Yes, we are a partner of the City of Pittsburgh Public Schools, City of Pittsburgh Parks and Recs Department. And so a lot of our kids are inner city kids from the City of Pittsburgh. We have our STEAM program, which is at Pittsburgh Classical Academy, actually a school that I went to when I was a kid. We have our 2 mentoring program, which is at South Hills Middle School in Langley K through 8. And that's a more a mentor anti-violence program. And so we're very excited to have those programs. Also in the Pittsburgh Parks and Recs Department, we have after school program in the Hill District as well. So we're heavily inner city, but a lot of the places that where my grandfather grew up at, he grew up on the north side, he lived in the Hill District, so we want to get back to some of those communities that he had a stepping stone on. And so right now we're very excited to have over 300 kids that are in our program right now between academic programs, our athletic programs, STEAM, so such programs like that. But it's been really great having great partners, basically.
Yeah. One of those programs also helps kids understand sports off the field?
Yeah, so our BOSA program, which is a great program called Business and Sports Academy, that is a high school curriculum course, and it teaches kids the business side of sports. As we all know, so many of our young people, and not to give up on their dream, but everybody's not going to be a professional athlete, right? But you can still be involved in sports behind the scenes. So we have sports media, sports marketing, sports law, sports sales, and sports events, and this is a way to get kids engaged on the outside looking in on sports.
Yeah. So the gala's coming up.
Yes.
Is this an annual gala?
Biannually.
Okay.
Yes. We've been doing a gala since 2006.
Okay.
This year's honoree is Cece Sabathia.
Yes.
Great guy. He's a big advocate of the Negro Leagues. We do have some local community award winners as well. We have something called the Gibson Awards, which stands for Government, Civil Service, Business, Sports, Education, and Community Service. And from Dr. Wayne Walters to Dan Deasy to Kevin Wilkes and so on. So we're very excited about that. Then we also give out scholarships to 2 students as well who will be furthering education. Ava Gray, who's going to Pitt, and Eric White, who is going to be a UPMC nursing school student. So, but it'll be a great time. It'll be an opportunity for the local people here in Pittsburgh to see a celebrity like Cece Sabathia. We'll also have some other former Major League Baseball players coming in as well too. So this year's gala is called Legend to Legacy, and it's all really about Joshua Stats. You know, we really want to showcase the city of Pittsburgh that, you know, we do have a legend here, right here in your own city.
Yeah, you talked about CC Sabathia, and you know his pitching obviously is where he has made his mark. But why did you want him to be the recipient this year?
Well, I try to look at guys who advocate for the Negro Leagues. He's a big advocate for the Negro Leagues, and he understands that, you know, it's sad to say some guys just don't get it, even though they're African American. Some people still don't know about the Negro Leagues, don't know about Josh Gibson or Satchel Paige, some other great baseball players. But CC is one of those guys who's been an advocate for the Negro Leagues. He works with the commissioner of Major League Baseball. He helped put on the Rickwood Classic they had last year in Birmingham. And so he totally understands it and he gets it. And, you know, we look at guys, and it's based off their accomplishments off the diamond. CC has a foundation called Pitch In, and so he's very well in the community in New York, and he's from California, so he does a lot of things back home as well. So we try to give out the legacy we're based on, not what they've done off the field, but on, not doing what they on the field, off the field.
So give us the date again for the gala.
The gala is October 19th at the Wyndham Grand Hotel. You can go to our website, which is joshgibson.org, to purchase tickets.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
It sounds like it's going to be a great event. We
Yes, it
appreciate
will.
you.
Thank you.
All right. And I have my last word when we come back. The 43rd annual KDKA TV Turkey Fund is officially underway, and once again we're asking for your help to make sure our neighbors in need have a warm meal this Thanksgiving. Here are all the ways you can donate, including PNC Bank, which will match donations of $50 or more. However you give, by text, online, or mail, from all of us at KDKA, thank you. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Intersections.